Live from Nashville, Tennessee, it's theTHREE with the Studio C Band. And here's your host, Laura Harris-Smith.
Hi everybody, I'm Laura Harris-Smith and you're watching theTHREE. And last week we had the inventor and CEO of MyPillow, Mike Lindell. He's also the author of What Are the Odds? From Crack Addict to CEO. But also he shared with us about the Lindell Recovery Network. Mike is the creator of it because of the addiction story that he has and how God took him, well, from crack addict to CEO, but there's so much more that Mike is doing right now. So I want to welcome you back. Mike, thank you for coming back for a part two. We can't ever seem to get it done in one episode, can we? But I wanted to, in many ways, recap a little bit. Tell us, if anybody tuning in for the first time, tell us, like, you were delivered from, all kinds of addictions, but God is doing so many more things now through you.
Well, yeah, I was, a compulsive gambler. I was an alcoholic, a cocaine addict, a crack addict, all these different addictions that manifested from things that happened in childhood. That's why I believe it affects everyone. That's the same way. Yeah. Even veterans that have they're traumatized. They've had child wounds. They just get magnified then. Or anybody that has trauma later on, you just took those childhood wounds, which every one of us has father wounds and stuff. In one way or another, it could be mother wounds, but usually it's father wounds in some way. Even they're there, but they're not there. And then you take these things, and if you're traumatized later, it just magnifies it.
It does.
And then it's a post-traumatic stress, all these things they put labels on. But where God's put me, and I've said it, even what I said last week, and even back to that intervention the drug dealers did, I told, one of the things I'll add on to that, I knew my pillow was just a platform. I knew very early on for my calling, whatever that would be. Did I ever expect it would be speaking or using and having this platform? In a million years,
the little Mike that couldn't speak.
The back of the book, that young Mike. That's at 7 years old when my parents divorced and I got put into a new school. It was after that this manifested into things like I was unworthy. I didn't fit in. This is what everyone goes through this. I was really magnified. Divorces weren't common. I was the only divorced kid in the whole school. But then on the back of this, years later, this is me speaking at Liberty University to 50,000 or 20,000 millennials and how many online. And I didn't even have to have a platform in front of me.
Wow.
And if you'd have told me that when you opened up, I would have said, that ain't ever happened. I don't care what my calling is, but it sure ain't gonna be talking. Wow. And it sure ain't gonna be talking about Jesus,
Cannot even.
But God, he has a sense of humor, right? We're gonna take this guy and put him here. But what God's done for me, these platforms, people ask me all the time, they'll bring in politics right before. Let me tell you, when I came out of addiction, I had never voted. I never knew a liberal was, what a conservative was. I didn't know a Democrat or Republican. I knew none of that, nor did I care. That's just something you see on TV. The closest I came, I watched Elvis Presley once and a picture of him meeting with Richard Nixon, and I thought, wow, how cool is that? He gets to meet a president.
Wow.
That's what I thought. This is my mind, going. I'll never forget that picture. And then the other day I was at the White House. I took a picture. It was on the wall, that same picture. But in the summer of 16 or 15, I had a dream I would meet Donald Trump. Okay, well. I get these certain prophetic dreams, and all of a sudden, 2 weeks later, he's running for president. So I'm going, wow. And now things kept happening. I went over to Israel the fall of 2015 with Stephen Baldwin and his wife and me and Kendra and Kevin McAuliffe. But I asked Kevin, he knew a lot about politics. I said, what's a liberal? What's a conservative? I just drilled him. It's in the book with all these things. And I'm going, really? Wow, I could not believe this divide of all these things over here, at least that match my Christian values of where they fell. I'm going, really, why is there such a division? It surprised me. Well, anyway, then things started happening, and I was invited to the National Prayer Breakfast, and I was picked out of 12 people to pray with Ben Carson in a room. And the guy said, there's a couple of you are going to be, this is when he was still running for president, a couple of you are going to become good friends and change the course of history, or they're telling these things. While he was still running, I knew they were talking about me. I had no idea.
You knew.
Ben and I are friends now. We're very good friends. But I'm just knowing, going, what, you know. And then I'm in this room, and I wasn't even saved yet, and I'm going there praying. I'm going, what am I doing in here, you know? I'm all nervous in there. And but anyway, then it gets up to the summer of, I get invited to the Republican convention. I didn't know anything about politics. All of a sudden I'm invited, I'm put in Donald Trump's section. I'm going, wow. And I've been to all walks of life, and it was an aura that was just amazing. The people.
You felt it from just watching it on television.
But I mean, it was amazing. And I'm going, I don't even know I'm there, and all the media's coming up to me. Yeah, they're wondering why I'm here. You know, I don't know. Well, then it got to be late July, and I was on a plane out to California, and we up to 10,000 feet. When you can sign up, get Wi-Fi, and I had a new phone, and I had it set where it dings if you got an email. I hadn't turned that off yet.
Okay.
And it's up there, and I had this magazine about Donald Trump, and I opened it up, and I'm sitting in the bulkhead there, and I go, Lord, what do I have to do with this? I know I've seen what I've seen. Any part of this? I want an answer. At that moment in time, my phone ding. Mike, could you meet me? This is Donald Trump at the Trump Tower in New York City. I'm going, God?
What?
And the flight attendant's going, are you okay? Yes, it's America! Oh, and it wasn't about meeting him. It was about getting answered in prayer at that exact moment in time.
No, I get it. I totally
and the guy next to me, are you okay? I don't even know if he spoke English. I go, yes, I'm fine. It's America. Everyone on the planes watch me go. The pillow guy's going crazy, you know. And so anyway, I get there, and now this meeting set. I met him August 15th. 2016 at 10 a.m. on a Monday. And all the things that happened before that, that you can't even make up. This had to all be God or, a divine appointment.
Yeah.
And I was told, whatever you do, don't tell him you're a crack addict and you're never going to meet him alone and blah, blah, blah. Well, his secretary or his executive assistant, she sees me, she brings me around the corner and goes, there he is, and she walks away. So it was just him and I, just like in my dream.
Oh, my word.
I walked up, he says, Mike, you always wear your cross, so you were a Christian. I said, yes, Mr. Trump, this is a divine appointment. We talked back and forth. I said, for one of the first things I said, I used to be a crack addict. No, wait on it. And he said, I'm going to have this network to help addicts, he said. And he's talking back and forth where his heart was. And to bring jobs back, My Pillow having the jobs here and all these things. But we talked for about a half hour. And that was his, and now I've been everywhere from No Forks to Four Forks. And there is from No Forks to Four Forks, and I know people, and I knew where his heart was.
Yeah.
There was no hidden agenda. He just he loved our country and loved people. I walked out of that room, I said, he's going to be the greatest president in history, but I had to talk to his employees to find out, is this real?
Yeah.
I mean, I talked to every one of his employees I talked to, going, no, that's who he is. They loved him. They had individual stories. I went back to Minnesota, and I get back to Minnesota, and I couldn't wait to tell the media about what I had just seen there, okay?
Right.
I went back, I told my board, I said, I'm going to do a press release and tell you guys, now I have a couple people on board, you're going to divide, we're going to kill our company, and I walked out of the room, and my CMO followed me out. She says, we didn't get this far by you not listening to God. I go, you're right. I went back into my board. I go, we didn't get this far by me not listening to God. So I sent that press release out to the press. I was called. They didn't even know what we talked about. They had I had never voted anything. I just said, I had a meeting with Donald Trump, big businessman. I was called a racist. They emailed me back. None of them put me on their show. They completely attacked me. You know what I did? I went all in. That just made me go all in.
I'm telling you what, about a week ago, I was praying for you, and the Lord gave me this picture of a pillow, and it had wheels on it.
Right.
And he said...
New invention.
Well, I don't think so. That pillow has taken, it's really the vehicle that has taken you to so many places. So when we come back from the break, I want to talk about some of the places.
platform,
Because you're going to a lot of. You've heard of Dr. Phil. This is Dr. Mike. I mean, he's got.
Hey, I got a doctorate an honorary doctorate at Liberty. Yes, that's for the back of the book.
Of course you did.
Yes.
What don't you do? All right, so don't go anywhere, anybody, at all, because when we come back, we're going to have more with Mike Lindell. You're not going to want to miss it. Stay right there. Hi, I'm Laura Harris-Smith, inventor of Quiet Brain Essential Oil Blend. You know, if you would have told me 2 years ago when I was mixing that very first little bottle that we would have thousands of customers from all over the world and that we'd have to quadruple our staff to keep up with the demand produced by our international TV infomercial, I'm not sure I would have believed you. And if you told me I'd be hearing regular testimonies of improved sleep, reduced stress, migraine relief, even help with other neurological challenges like seizures, PTSD, tremors, muscle spasms, even anxiety, well, I probably would have cried. And sometimes when I'm reading a Quiet Brain testimony, I do. But if you would have told me 1 year ago when we introduced our Quiet Brain Variety Gift Box that it would become the biggest selling item on our online store at quietbrainoil.com, I would have said, I believe it. The reason is because I created the gift box to be the perfect combination of all of our Quiet Brain products. The oil itself for topical use on the skin that contains only certified pure oils that can cross the blood-brain barrier and bring speedy relief and neurological support. And our aromatherapy line with our Quiet Brain shampoo and conditioner, candles, inhalers, all of which use the nasal passages to gain direct access to the limbic brain, which is the emotional center of the brain. So whether you need to use Quiet Brain topically or aromatherapeutically, the Quiet Brain gift box has everything that you need. And now we've given our gift box an upgrade without increasing the price. It now comes with our satin Quiet Brain Sleep Eye Mask. Just put a few drops of oil on the nose guard and you're on your way to enjoying a good night's sleep. And it all comes packaged in a beautiful gift box and delivered to the destination of your choice or sent to you so you can use it for 7 different gifts or keep a few for yourself. When sold separately, the items in the box are $160, but you're getting it for $135. That's a $25 savings, meaning that you're getting the nasal inhaler and the shampoo and conditioner for free. The Quiet Brain gift box comes with 1 Whisper Quiet Nightlight diffuser with 16 color options and intermittent mist options, 1 dropper bottle of Quiet Brain, 1 Quiet Brain nasal inhaler, 1 Quiet Brain candle, the satin sleep eye mask, and your healing shampoo and conditioner. And remember, both are color safe, aloe enriched, paraben and sulfate free, loaded with wonderful ingredients like unscented coconut oil, olive oil, sugar beet betaine, and of course the Quiet Brain blend with its 8 essential oils like lavender, frankincense, myrrh, sandalwood, and more. We get repeated testimonies of both being used with great effectiveness during headaches for pain relief. So go to quietbrainoil.com to order. Quiet Brain is a great gift for any time of the year, but especially for seasons like these that bring additional stress. Give the gift of health and peace this year. Give the gift of Quiet Brain. Hi everybody, welcome back to theTHREE. You know, you've heard of MyPillow before, and of course I'm here with Mike Lindell today, but did you know that when he was young, he couldn't even speak? He just had a difficult time, you know, with confidence. He had a father wound in his life, and that led to his addiction. But maybe you feel the same way. And, you know, I want you to be inspired today that God can take you out of wherever you are and deliver you somewhere else. That's why he's called the Deliverer. And now, 46 million MyPillows later and 2.7 million television appearances, God is doing things with Mike Lindell that he couldn't even imagine when he was in the pit. He had inklings even before he got saved that God was going to give him an incredible platform, and I want you to be encouraged with the same thing as you listen to the rest of our story. So, Mike, tell us, because the platform's getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
And I always knew the platform of the MyPillow was just a platform. I even told, I was telling my friend, you know, even my drug dealers, they mentioned that it's just a platform. I didn't know it was going to take my biggest weakness, which was being able to talk to people. For me, my whole calling is what God's got me called to do, whether it's we get behind things that are controversial. You know, that movie Unplanned, when I did that, they called me up and said, Mike, I was on my way to overseas to Israel in the tarmac. They said, Mike, The guy hadn't talked to him in 3 years. He goes, we prayed about it, and you're going to be in our movie. You have these two producers. I go, who's this and what movie? I haven't prayed about it. And so I said, she told me what it was, this true story of Abby Johnson worked for Planned Parenthood and flipped, and she seen what was really going on. So I prayed about it with Kendra, and I said, yeah, I'll be in it. But I said, it's got to be a quality movie, not just a movie with a great message. And I said, do you need any money? And they needed $1 million. I said, I wired it with no contract or nothing. Felt led to do that.
Wow.
They told me later that God also told all of them in different groups that to call Mike Lindell, he will give you this. These guys didn't know me. They just knew me by coincidence.
Wow.
And
I was there the day you shot the scene with the forklift, and he pulled the sign down, and oh my gosh.
And you take that, and but look at the timing on it, Lord. Look at the timing. When that movie aired, we were, all the, the R rating, everything they did to it, and tried to attack it. But when that aired, they were killing the unborn in New York and trying to kill live babies in Virginia.
Already born.
I mean, the timing was God's perfect timing.
It sure
was. And I didn't get attacked. I didn't get attacked. It's like I broke through. I'm not going to change who I am. So, one of the things that's being able to use this platform, and just if anybody out there, if you ever want to pray for me, I pray that I make for wisdom and discernment of knowing I'm on. I use Proverbs 3:5-6.
Yes.
And trust in the Lord with all your heart, lean not on your own understandings in all ways, acknowledge him, and he will guide your path. God gives me confirmations I'm on the right path.
Right.
And it's not the path of least resistance all the time.
No,
when I went all in for the president, I was attacked. I ended up in the second and third debate. I put all my credibility towards him. I was attacked by the media. I was, my rating with the Better Business went from an A+ to an F. I was just.
You were attacked by the fake news.
Fake news, and you name it. I was attacked by everything, and I just stood. I didn't back down. I stood my ground and made it through. Wow. And you know what? I want to tell every businessman out there, any Christian out there, what I've done that stood up for God and for what was right. My busiest day, if you talk about my business and my pillow, is the day we're in. Wow. It just keeps getting better and better and better as I'm taking that right path. I do it with no fear, and I'll tell you what I've learned. Politics affect everything in our lives. Not just some things, everything. You know what I see now around me? Because now I see my friends all employed. They're going for their careers now, and they're not just jobs. Everybody, the wages are going up. I see their houses, the mortgages, the gas price, you name it, the stock market. It just keeps getting better. But one thing that's key, consumer confidence at an all-time high, and I see entrepreneurs like I did, they're taking chances on inventions and on businesses where now they have a safety net. They can always go back to a good job. I didn't have that safety net. So there's less fear. Wow. There's less fear. You stand up for Jesus and you stand up for what's right, and you're going to get rewarded.
He will never let us down.
Absolutely.
Will he?
Absolutely.
All right, we got one segment left. I've been hearing rumors about you in politics, so we're going to talk about that when we come back. And then also, I'm going to ask Mike, what is the one surprising thing we may not know about Donald Trump? So you don't want to miss this. Come right back. Hi, Laura Harris-Smith here, and you know by now that it's a passion of mine to see people get healthy body, mind, and spirit. As a nutritionist and as someone who almost lost her life due to a lack of proper sleep, I'm convinced that sleep is the most important but the least emphasized puzzle piece for total body health. I created my Quiet Brain Essential Oil Blend to offer support to sufferers of migraine, tremor, PTSD, anxiety, seizures, and more. But one of the most frequent testimonies we get from all over the world is that it helps with insomnia. People are sleeping better with Quiet Brain. But my other passion is helping people hear God's voice, not just during the day while awake, but also at night while they sleep and dream. And that's why I wrote Seeing the Voice of God, what God is telling you through dreams and visions. And now my two worlds, that is author and inventor, really come together on this topic of sleep and dreams through my Sweet Dreams package. You get one rollerball bottle of Quiet Brain, which is comprised of lavender, frankincense, myrrh, sandalwood, and more, and a copy of Seeing the Voice of God, complete with a 1,000 symbol dream dictionary for interpreting your dreams, and instructions on which vitamins and minerals to help you better remember your dreams. Sleep is the mattress of dreams, so grab this offer while it's still available. 1 copy of Seeing the Voice of God and 1 rollerball bottle of Quiet Brain for easy application. And, while supplies last, a free Quiet Brain satin sleep eye mask. So take back your sleep with Quiet Brain and take back your dreams with Seeing the Voice of God. Order today at quietbrainoil.com. Hi everybody, welcome back to The3. I'm Laura Harris-Smith, and you know, I'm here talking with Mike Lindell today, and it's just amazing to me. He's talking about all these prophetic dreams he had where he was with Donald Trump and so forth, and I'm really encouraged because I've had like 4 or 5 where I'm with Donald Trump. One, he was taking a selfie, not me. He was taking a selfie of us, so I don't know what that means, but so I'm really encouraged. It's rumored that you're getting into politics. What's going on? Can you share?
Yeah, well, let me tell you, this has happened. The rumors started before, but this time, you know, I've actually given it thought because the president made me chairman of the Minnesota campaign.
Right.
He did that, and I have a way. What I want to do there is going to be called revival rallies. I'm going town to town. People on both sides, on left and right, they come up to me. It happens all the time. They'll come in, Mike, you know, we love what you're doing, but what's wrong with, you know, they'll say on the left, what's wrong with your brain that you're backing this president? I'm going, look around you. Look what the thing, it's going to be so easy this time because last time everybody went in on just a faith, on faith, that it would be something different and it would work. Now I look around me, just like I did when I came out of addiction, how bad it was. Now I look around me, you know, like we said before the break, all these great things going on, except for one state. Let me tell you about Minnesota. Okay, in Minnesota, right now we have the lowest black unemployment in history. The highest in the country is Minneapolis. Wow. We have the crime rate, the crime rate that's gone up, highest Minneapolis. All these terrible things where they're not accepting the great things done with the opportunity zones, all the stuff this administration, the things that I was there when he signed the opiate bill. All the things I'm doing with my addiction network, it's made possible by this president because he's taken the bureaucracy and these things out of, do you know 38 states have little laws where you have to go to college for 4 years and do 3 hula hoops and do this just to be able to be a counselor to an addict. Right. And you know, are you kidding me? You think I want that? I want a counselor that's been through it, that was an addict. He's got the experience, and how did he get set free? I want to talk to that guy.
Yeah, exactly.
But, you know, in Minnesota, all these things that I see wrong, it's like, and we haven't been, you know, now I know about politics. We haven't voted, we've been blue since 1972. We're the only state that didn't vote for Reagan. Wow. You know, and I see all the problems going on in my state, and to be able to reverse engineer them, you know, here's the problem, here's the solution, and get Minnesota straight, and whatever comes after that, if God has me do it, I've told the media, I'll do it, wherever I'm led to do. But right now, I am led to help this president and this administration because I see what it's done. And everyone out there, you got to quit being afraid of these. You know what? I told the president, 1,000 people come up to me at the Minnesota State Fair, at least 1,000. Every one of them, just randomly. This is right in the middle of Minnesota. They come up, you know, and they don't say, boy, you're the pillow guy. I love it. This stuff. Their first thing is, and their number one thing is, I love your transformation, your story from a crack addict to where you are now, and finding God. And the other one, and I told this to him, the second one was, thanks for having our president's back, and we pray for him every day. And then 2 people out of the 1,000 came up to me. They look around. I love what you're doing, but what's wrong with you that you're back in this blah, blah, blah. And I go, you know what? I've met him. I said, I know his size. And I start talking. Now that person looks around him and realizes that he's the only one saying that. And he goes, I hope you're right. And he leaves, okay? And let me tell you, this is where we're at in this country. In 2016, I went out before the election, when I just met Donald Trump, I went out to do this movie in Hollywood. I'm right in the middle of Hollywood, and there's 30 people, and they're filming this film, and I'm going, and I'm doing my line, and I'm making fun like an old subliminal, vote for Donald Trump, and I'm doing that line, and nobody laughed. Nobody laughed. But you know what? Throughout the day, everyone in that room came up to me. I can't say it here, but I'm really voting for Donald Trump. One person in that whole group controlled the whole narrative because I was afraid to go, you know what? I'm voting for him. You know, on my Facebook in 2016, when I knew he was going to win, I'd put a picture up of me and him, and I'd get maybe 5 likes. A picture of me and so whoever, I'd get 100 likes. And it kept on going, and then finally they're going, hey, if Mike says it's okay, pretty soon I'd have 500 likes. I only had to deface 2 people that whole cycle. That's it. The rest of them were all really for the, you know, for change and for something that was going to work. And now we have things that are going to work, and we know how politics affect everything right now. You guys just did this great economy, this great life we're living. It gave us an opportunity for the best revival in history. We're going during this next 5 years, you have this president. He is the biggest praying president, the most praying. He's the most pro-life president. He listens better than anyone I've ever seen. He's a great listener, and you know what? He's going to right now in the next 5 years. Here's the things that are coming. We're going to wipe out addiction with his help and the First Lady, and we're going to bring God back into our schools.
Amen.
That's what he's going to do.
That's his agenda.
He's protecting his agenda now. It's, you know, and can you imagine if he has help?
I know.
Are you kidding me?
I'm glad that you're on his side.
Yeah,
and I want to ask you, because I know at the time of this airing, you're about to go be with him tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Can you tell us what is the one thing you would say that might surprise us about Donald Trump?
The surprise is he's a great listener, and it's his heart. He genuinely cares. If you're one-on-one with him, I mean, you're going, what? This is, you know, what they're perceiving of. He said a thing the other day, it was about a month ago, to the media about him, you know, you're always, you know, combative, whatever. He goes, you guys did this to me. He told that to the media. You did this to me.
Wow.
He's always under attack. But you meet him, he's just a normal guy.
I know.
That's what's the main thing. He's a normal guy, but he's got such common sense.
There's like 1 degree of separation. I know several people who know the president, and they have all told me that same thing. I was curious what you would say, that he was so personable. One person told me that they went into a room together, and he went over and offered them water.
And he has, you know, he has working for him minorities, women. These are who's working for him. They're all saying, and they not only had a story of how great a boss and how great personable he is. They had personal stories of where he went out of his way to personally help them out.
Right.
Seriously, and I want to say one more thing too.
Sure.
And I've said this is. Everybody loves our president. Some just don't know it yet. That's it.
I'm glad he has you working for him behind the scenes and in front of the scenes. And I'm telling you, we are praying for you. I pray for you, my friend, because I know that God has taken you to amazing places. So, Father, thank you for this man. Thank you for saving his life. Thank you for raising him up. Would you guard him, Father? Would you put your angels of protection all around him? And I pray, God, that you would pick him up and place him. Put him in the right place at the right time to protect, to guard, to help our nation. And I thank you, Father, for you have raised him up for such a time as this. Thank you, Mike. You're welcome back here anytime. God bless you.
God bless. God bless you all.
We'll see you guys next time on The Three.